Oh, hello. I'm so sorry. I didn't see you sit there. I was planning what we were going to talk about, and I was engrossed in the moment. How are you? I've been really looking forward to this time together. I'm so relieved you could make it. How are you feeling? Okay? All right. Well, I'm excited. Let's get going. You said to me in your emails that you've been procrastinating. Is that how you'd put it? And you wanted to set some goals. Okay. We're going to have a really good look at that and look at a structure that we can work with. But I wanted to start off by saying, let's look at the definition of procrastination. Procrastination is not doing the stuff that we actually want to do. So procrastination is putting off stuff that's to our benefit. I'm not really excited about focusing on the word procrastination because we're focusing upon the not doing stuff, the not, the don't, the negative. I reckon we should focus on the doing stuff. So let's look at that doing stuff of the whole life planning equation. But saying that, let's keep in mind that you have said to me that you are procrastinating, and we're going to change that. Procrastination comes from fear of change. Would you agree with that? Do you fear change? Yeah. Oh, I hear you. It's important to remember that we are a herd animal, a flock animal. We're social. So we like to repeat patterns. It gives us a sense of comfort, a sense of predictability. But what can sometimes happen is some of the patterns we choose to repeat aren't to our benefit, and we get stuck in a rut where we continue to repeat and repeat and repeat. We like to go to the same cafe, the same chair, order the same meal, have the same conversations, do the same thing every Saturday night. Does that ring true for you? Yeah. And sometimes we need to really mix it up. We need to remember who we are and what our core values are and stick with that. And sometimes that means we need to change patterns. And changing patterns is hard. Would you relate to that? Do you agree? Yeah. So let's have a look. We're going to go through this step by step. Step 1 in changing your life plan, changing your direction, stopping the procrastinating, is to know yourself. Number 1, who are you? What are your values? What behaviours support those values? So in a quiet space, consider, who are you? Everything comes back to that. Sometimes we follow behaviours and patterns that just have very little to do with who we are. And sometimes we go, well, why do we do that? So looking at your life, who are you? Does your behaviour mirror and reflect who you are? Does your behaviour and your behavioural patterns and your rituals, your daily rituals, support your values? Or has your behaviours kind of gone off on the beaten track, away from who you inherently are? First step, know who you are. Second step, willpower, your decision-making muscle. You go to the gym, yeah? Go walking, do a few exercises. You make a decision to do that. And every time you decide, you flex your decision-making muscle. We're going to flex our decision-making muscle and make some changes. Practice doing stuff. Practice being responsible. Practice being accountable. What do you think about that? Are you willing to give it a go? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Number 2, practice your decision-making muscle. Number 3, look at your weakest link. So imagine your life is like a big apple pie. Do you like apple pie? I love apple pie. So your life is big apple pie. Visualize buttery crust, beautiful fresh apples in this pie. That's your life. Now, if you were to divide the most important things in your life into the pie pieces, so you might have 10, 12, 15 pieces, the important stuff would be things like finance, family, relationships, environment, those core important elements. How do those pieces of pie match in with your values? So have a look at your pieces of pie. You're getting hungry? I think I'm going to have to go out and get apple pie after this. So look at your pieces of pie and divide them into pieces that reflect who you are. And those pieces match up with values. So you might have 3 pieces that match up with family, 3 pieces that match up with engagement, community, love, partnership. Yeah? You see that happening? Okay, let's look at our weakest link. I want you to imagine that 3 of those pieces, maybe 5. The apple is a bit brown and the crust is a bit thin, not so buttery, a bit dry. How do those 3 pieces or those pieces affect your entire delicious apple pie? They kind of taint the whole apple pie, don't they? So with my apple pie, my tainted, not so juicy pieces might be my ability to manage money, my self-belief, my organisational skills. What are your pieces of pie, your weakest link? What's your weakest link? Write it down. Number 3. Number 4. Look at fear of change. Often the reason we procrastinate is we fear change. Because what we're doing now, the patterns of behaviour we're going through now, give us a sense of comfort. We like comfort. We are social animals. We like to repeat behaviour. But in the long term, are these patterns of behaviour really bringing you happiness, engagement, love? Or have you become like a robot, just going through the motions? Sometimes it's time to face your fears. And sometimes there's opportunity in facing your fears. No change occurs without facing your fears. Every behaviour we take results in a consequence. Own that. Even when you choose to not decide, there is still a consequence, which brings me to my next point. Number 5, sleep well-being. There's no way we can retrain our mind without sleeping well. and having a real sense of well-being. Are you sleeping? What are you putting in your mouth? Are you going for walks? Sleep and well-being. Point 5. Point 6, have a journal. You can call it a procrastination journal if you like. I keep a life journal. But I want you to focus for 14 days on reducing, eliminating procrastination. Okay, be accountable. Own your stuff. Look at the consequences of your behaviour. If you never change that comfortable behaviour of sleeping in, if you never change that comfortable behaviour of the same people you mix with, if you never change that comfortable behaviour of not going out with the one you love on Saturday night, what are the consequences? What are the possible consequences? Is it really worth being in that rut? Okie dokie. Final point. Own your stuff. Look at where your behaviour is going. Is your behaviour really who you are? Your patterns of behaviour, your rituals, your routines. We all have rituals that we go through each day. Maybe your ritual is buying a donut when you get petrol. Maybe your ritual is getting popcorn with someone on the couch. Maybe your ritual is watching the football. Maybe your ritual is, I don't know. Are your rituals bringing gifts and wonder and opportunity to your life? Are you going to be in the aged care facility at the end of your life and look back and go, I'm so glad that I bought a donut every time I filled my car with petrol? Are you going to look back in the aged care facility and say, I'm so glad that every Saturday night I held my partner's hand, I looked deeply into their eyes, I stroked their arm, and I told them, I love you? What are you going to look back on? What am I going to look back on? So let's, for 14 days, keep a procrastination journal. Let's own our stuff. Let's face our fears like a lion. Let's do this. Will you do it with me? I believe in you. I think you can do this. I really do. I believe in you. I have total faith. All we need now is for you to believe in yourself. All change requires a level of fear. There's some stuff about fear that's pretty exciting. So much opportunity, infinite possibility. There's no way we're going to succeed, strive, win, work towards our goals without a level of fear. Your behaviour is what you're doing now. What are the true consequences over time? What are these patterns of behaviour going to bring to the world? Bring to your partner, bring to your family, bring to your friends. I'm so glad we had this time together. I really enjoyed it. Is there anything else you'd like to say to me? Well, thank you. Thank you for giving me your time. Have an awesome day, and you can do this one step at a time. No more procrastination. It's not who you are. Look at that amazing apple pie of life. Let's bite into a pie that every single piece is full of delicious apples with cream, buttery crust. Oh my goodness. Oh, apple pie, cream, ice cream. I think I need to go now and get an apple pie.